Pull away from fire and silver sunsets. Pull away from ploughed and furrowed ground. Head towards the clearer big skies. Head towards the soft and gentle mound. Days, days to dwell at the time of dusk. Days, days to warm to the smell of musk. Sprays, sprays at the core or windfall husk. Sprays, sprays at the call for more childhood rusk. Sunlight sprinkled through the early summer leaves, becoming of a variegated global motif. Blossom fallen with the falling rain, becoming of a silken pink translucent emblem. Taken together, parted as ever, time slips into dark, time slips, I hear the lark. Am I to tell of a late afternoon whose gift of joy was so swiftly taken by the dark impounding clouds? Am I to bear my soul, say that happiness fleetingly landed, but was unable to stay or gather to enrapture? Bare branches, neck curtains, silver white sky, a painting by Mildred Barty, nature's spring shadows hung on the alabaster wall. Blue sky, jet stream, rows of mountain bikes, cigarette smoke wafts as smokers drift along the terrace. Still pond as reflector of the YKB above, as if by McGree himself. Energetic birds sing and swoop. More delicate birds pick at the feeder. I eat seed with my breakfast. The plain white bowl sits on a painted table mat. A woodpecker by an unknown artist, one whose royalties are sure to have expired. You give me the time to sit or lay, time to breathe or gaze, time to write, grant you the peace inside and outside the window. Windows darken, skies close, to naught but absence. Matisse draws the evening to a close. Bright sunshine, mild frost, rabbits in the field, mist rises over the pond. Sweet damp grass, fresh dew of the morning, blueberries, yogurt, muesli, hot buttered toast. Mist drawn away, blue sky reaches unbroken to the horizon. Trees appear at the head of the field. Am I to be any less troubled, or how to stay calm when friction is obvious, strongly felt? Sunlight through my window, look over the pond, swifts in flight, bedazzled by their skylight dance. His Prussian blue, line of horizon, broken by the rotunda of an island, a resting place for poetry or prayer. Tiredness strikes on the long road home. It is time to sympathize with the years. Gulls glide past the cafe window. I take Americano, strong and black, stare willful into the clear all-day sky. To set out again, that is my intention. A face of disappointment. And once again she looks disappointed. Her already well overweight daughter opts for a second piece of pecan pie. Home, to the big skies, to the tree-lined byways, hedgerows in blossom. Home, to the east, where love's old lies longing. 8 red lights that don't quite reach the sky, even tonight, when all is clear, when all is plain to see. Water, elemental, steams over my body. Later, I will take a few lengths in the pool. Am I to understand this thing called life? Am I to take the rest? As a sabbatical, as my grandfather walked, shall I walk also, return to sit and talk, and laugh just as he did? Not easy to know where to start, and if I do not know where to start, then where should I inquire? What should I let be the forces to take me? It seems the big question always hangs about, there, but not talked of, no venture to challenge. Instead I settle for an eye that enjoys breath and beauty. Yet, is this sufficient? Are there purposes to this life still to be explored? If so, what tools should I gather to gain the certainty of discovery? Arthur cut up his bread, weighed it before and after the spread of butter, taught me how to drink eggs, though I cannot do it now. A small man, 5'4" at the most, always clean-shaven, thin grey hair neatly brushed. Often he wore a knee-length fawn raincoat, on top of a good, but old, bespoke tailor-made suit. His photograph, taken at Land's End, stood by the signpost that shows all the places that he and Elsie might have gone. We made each other laugh. I thought he had subtle humour. I was brash. More than humour, we both had a desire for learning. Arthur Kay told me of his going to management college to learn business skills because the factory owner's son wasn't up to it. I told him about Nikola Tesla and Michael Faraday from my world of electrical engineering. Even then, 30 years ago, I recognised in my grandfather a sense of calm and assurance that I continued to seek. Yet in his final days he became angst and angry with the whole world. I was completely confused. Some days I still am. I have the energy to make her laugh, though I doubt that to be uncommon. Equally, I have the power, or reserve, to wish I had not gone a step too far. It is, it seems, always about knowing where to start, where to end. Yes, I do have untrammelled enthusiasm, ability to become engrossed, carried away, without thinking to understand about the serious implications of the detail that will undoubtedly follow. That is the hub of it. Laughter, love, ineffective and frustrated. It cannot always be someone else's fault, yet how often I fancy myself to be blameless. Scents surround the stories, soft words, softer when spoken. Book, half read, beside the bed, letters on the side, left unopened. Bones intact, breath approaches steady. Confidence attacked, many times over. More often than not, the end came too soon. More often than not, the words could have been kinder. Preschool years, post-traumatic stress. Families gather all along the vacation trail. I am told that on a good day you can see 5 counties, albeit one of them is in Wales. Early evening mist, draped over the hills. A chill breeze drives over my shoulder. I may holler as much as I wish, only the songbirds will hear. Sunlight slips into the grey western sky, bluebells in waves down the bank. Old trunks reach up with new leaf, rapeseed fields catch the eye. Email from son number 1. Stay in touch. Son number 2, over that range of hills. In cowboy black I sit alone, almost on top of the world. Slight wind, maybe a zephyr, among the grasses, across the page, through my thinning hair. Aircraft noise, out of sight. We are dreamers, one and all. Cut through, or cut into the dust. Party time, it is too cold to fall. East and north, further than the crow's flight, quieter than the crow's squawk. It could be that night, summer evening upon Red Hill, that time when we were together. The sky was clearer, yet I doubt any nearer. The time was dearer, we had no need to fear. Newly mown grass, cocooned in bales of hay, scent as fine as Yves Saint Laurent, white cotton blouse, wade in. This is play, time almost stood still, smell of earth, all about the nostrils. Photographs of bluebells, trees, horizon. I sit or am laid out. Either way it is to take the humbler point of view. Yeo's farm, Haddon Hills, Dunchidiock, Robert and Janet, a good combination. Rock shared with moss, and the beginnings of a bilberry bush. Stems touched, clung with water droplets. I wait for the artist to gather his thoughts. Arches, curves, mist, telegraph wires half out west. Quiet, except for the babbling brook, or the aeroplanes on the cross-Atlantic flight path. The occasional acceleration of a car, travelling to or from the prison. A cavalcade, it is important to visit, while the light holds for the portrait painter. Bent reeds, slight breeze, worn away boulders, relics of the floodplain. The evening's horizons are transitory. What appears also disappears. Light falls exponential. Coldness gallops through. Strokes in haste, passionate youth, joined together by the past's previous absence. Great stones about to tumble, balanced precarious. Dampness and cold sit close by on the shoulder. Cuckoo, 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 free of all other species. Old posts by the highway, fine grass in silhouette. Tune in, zoom in, smaller than the midge, slower than the slug, faster than the ant. Ba, 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 as if in time it is their turn. Deep on the moor, rise and flight of the Canadian goose. Surely not a Canadian goose. Messages, or symbols, or dreams. A sort of heavenly occasion, disturbed only by the apparent call for stillness. The artist looks up, with palette knife in hand, speed painting in a pastoral style. Back to that day by the river, two boys at play, discovered by a father often absent. All through the night the grasses remain, grazed by ponies, sheep and foals. The forthcoming darkness and silence asks that rightful ownership once again descend. Not cured, but stable, almost no palpitations this time of leaving. Death at the roadside stops instant self-indulgent oscillations. I walk to the beach. Paul and Dawn get married. Sunshine, dried earth, cracks the pond sidetrack. The steel band serenades. Alone in the shade of trees and scrub, sand, more as dust, fallen timber refuse, flung far from the Atlantic. In the Tennyson lounge, a pen and ink of happy days, linked to the wedding celebration in the sunlit, flooded garden. Beneath the gold statue of Napoleon on his crazy horse, you forget that you have been listening as friends in silence drift and gently sway. Father and daughter laugh. This is easy conversation, the best of times. No more sitting on the fence. You forget that you have been listening to tunes on the radio, family preserved variations, gulls back from the seashore, mottled cherry blossom that float on the breeze. That is all I could draw. Call it abstract if you will, but there is a go at tenderness, an attempt at insight, a feel for the message in a bottle, a search for a statement of intent. In between the French and Spanish dictionaries, serendipity plies her wares. Shadows of the sunset years, angled poised upon the picture, painted just before the dawn. And that's where it stayed, caught up in indifference, trapped in some sensible profession, shunted into the yards, left to become redundant, old iron, until the sun rose on that cold day in December. Stillness, silence of the crystal locked behind glass doors, matched as by the forces of equilibrium, by the matching cups and saucers. Jimmy yanked at his arm. You could hear the crack across the street. Passers-by looked on with concern. Had they never seen a dislocated shoulder fixed before? Jimmy asked that Harry go see his doctor in the morning, insisting that he report back to the rest of the band by tomorrow evening. But for now, he would have to sit out this rehearsal. In the studio, Jimmy told Larry to listen closely to the lyrics, to concentrate on the words and not the music, pressed him to seek out the possible sources for the song's story, prized him to measure, to feel if the darkness was balanced by the light. Jimmy stood aloof at the microphone, began with a whisper, stepped slowly, as if following a river's swell, before becoming a raging torrent of repetition without rhyme or reason, but louder and louder, increasingly more seemingly tormented. Occasionally Jimmy would kick out. It appeared to come from a deep subconscious, or was a reflex that no one understood. The musicians played along, clattering cymbals, thrashing guitars, then a fallback to the soft, sublime steel-slide morning wail, a sound from the deep, a lost soul sound that echoed Jimmy's cry, as if a wolf cub parted from its mother. Jimmy's mother loved him, but she could not forgive his love of so many others. She was the mother who named him Benjamin, for all the wrong reasons. Jimmy had been unable to explain his insatiable desire for love to his mother. So unable were they to talk that instead they fought, and when drink was present they fought with intolerant passion. Their hatred of the desirous love of the other's lovers caused wild explosions. As animals they scratched and tore at each other's skin, settled only by the drawn blood and the mutual humiliation. But Jimmy showed no remorse, to the point that he became a braggart about his beastly disregard for his mother's dignity. It seemed he wanted to strip her totally of her precious dignity. Jimmy wanted to see her bare and bleeding. He wanted his band to see her bare, bleeding, and in tears. He wanted all the hangers-on, all the down-and-out and deadbeats, to see his mother bare, bleeding, and in tears, stripped entirely, uniquely stripped by Jimmy of her precious bloody dignity. Jimmy, named by chance. Oh, how we danced. Yes, how did I dance? Boy, did chance take me. Pride and circumstance came to that dance. The chance of time rhymed to shape me. A singer, a poet, a musician, a lover, a sage, all tied up with the rage and the repetition of the mindful metaphysician trapped in his barless cage. Morning light, I drive is if on vacation. Light-headed, attractive blonde turns her hand from the opulence of her leather-clad metallic Jaguar convertible. She smiles, mischievous, gestures to me to enter into her pubic highway. Wagner played loud. This could be Mulholland Drive, from the Blue Mountains down to the Azure Sea. But this is England, where I travelled from the north, my homeland, to the south, for most certain the land of others. Traffic slows, accident signs flash, last week about to be replicated. How soon before frustration sets in? Wasted time, wasted life, wasted in dreams, wasted while awake. In front, O'Neill Transport of Ireland, all green and shamrock. To the side, Howell Thomas's heavy haulage, heading for the bridge back to Wales. Steaming past, quite slowly actually, a young couple in their Hyundai Sport Coupe, with twin chrome exhausts surely entwined. A green triangle, backdrop for a lighter green circle, both cut through with wavy lines. A logo of sorts for QDS, deliverers of land regeneration. Stop. Go. Stop. I joined the queue at 9:45. Already it is 10:30. Time lost, time wasted, time to dream, time I could have tasted. Bare feet upon the dashboard, clear blue sky overhead, all sunglasses and turned up stereos. Stop, go, stop, step out. Shorts, mobile phone, insurance details for the side stream supplementary shunt. Shadows under the parapet, loud roar of traffic, muffled whirl of helicopter blades, lorries pulled onto the hard shoulder. Go, stop, go. Are we really going? No, no, not yet. No, I really don't think so. Drive by the same old faces, find a place, take a chance, finger dance to Rod Stewart's downtown train. Fishermen's hat, they left their cat at home. Someone has to draw the dole to pay for this short break they've stole at the early onset of the summer. Tears, tears that talk of broken and somehow apart. Tears, tears without a word, wordless, so spoken, so far away they smart. We live, we love, we hide to seek out life's compassions. We love, we live, strong to weak, we eke out surplus fashions. Love to live, mild and meek, we weep the tears, tears of the bleak, tears of the broken, and the ones awoken, yet at once departed. Deep curtains, uncapricious, sentence unfamiliar voices to the dark, stark outpourings from the kestrel to the rise of lark. All the while the city lights flicker, floodlit auditoriums forced vicious, down the rivers and the valleys, transition town nights are suspicious. Deep curtains that hold the heat, silence unfamiliar choices that bark, marker lines from the mountains to the sparks. No game. How many more snatches at the mirror? How many more changes of a home? Once, just once, when the race was won, she said well done, then left alone. Foundered on floundering sand, landed but swept, wept and weeping at the weeper's stone. Held together by a collection of tablets, a paycheck, and something called love. Love, the welcome smile of welcome. Love, the hugs before and after dark. Love, togetherness tied together. Love, a life ahead with promise. Catch hold of naught but air, through your body, through your mind, through your great perceptions. Naught but air, to speak, to breathe, to entire embrace with love. Catch hold, deft of touch, secure of strength, capricious of capacity. Body, mind, perception, swell those great perceptions. A drink, another drink, feet tap to the music. A song, a video, dialect and Futurama. Move across the stage, a better view, a clearer sound, another drink, friends in conversation. He sits alone, picks out the words, congratulates the singer. They talk of dance, of tango nights, sublimity of movement. Through quiet streets, down lamplit lanes, paths across the garden. Late night TV, a bed of play and sleep, to wake so very early. Touch hold of this, one time, one more time of many. Love falls easy on the eve of circumstance. We talk of change, he tells of minors, of minders, protection for the decision makers. We are country boys of late middle age, not yet total familiar with our obtuse journeys. I talk of diabetes, the patience of my grandfather as he weighed his bread. He reveals the echo of his father. Lad, chew your food 27 times before you swallow. Today he flies to Malta. He may have flown already. Unlikely that we will ever meet again. But it was sunshine, and he told me that he was gay. The suitcase is gone, the night is gone, echoes here of Bukowski. The garden is neat, the swallows petite, all is freshness and light. Where is the gone? Is it the gone of the gone before, the gone of the past, a gone that drives writers to go on, gone to go with compulsion? No doubt the perfume is gone. All remnants of scent are gone. Yet the wisteria in this garden also, the wisteria is anything but gone. There is a stillness today, not a breath of breeze. The winds, are they gone? Are the winds gone? Are they gone for good? Pigeons coo. I am reminded of late Saturday afternoons, out by the farmer's hayloft with Colin and Lawrence, the Tinker brothers, waiting for their birds to return home from France. Are their dream birds gone? Is all hope of the birds' return gone? Is that sense of reference gone too? I count 7 layers of detail between the window to where the land meets the sky. Cars, almost on the final line, travel to and from the places that surely they must go. Sure, you say, it is evidently so. It would suit me to sit here all day, time for the book and pencil. Yet the day ahead is stenciled where the land meets the sky. I may gaze out of the meeting room window, hear the rumble of aeroplanes, destination bound. I might even lose my concentration. Settle this one time for unconditional ground. Where the land meets the sky, almost echoes here of Larkin. Weddings of bureaucracy are my fancy. A new 10th hole across the valley, level with my window. Boy, the knees sure ached all those years ago. Up and down the fairways, in and out of the familiar rough. Graham went to Malaysia. Tim is where he was, more or less. Me, well, you know, memories. Maybe it is why I write so much of mist, why it is easier to write the words of love than to be the giver of love. Maybe it is why I write born of compulsion, why the moments charge at me relentless, and all trains of thought are evidently lost. Bare skin, that always does it for me. That and the silver blue pink tinted sky, over the hills, far beyond the distance. Hear the blues guitar on the jukebox, the soft crack of cannons on the pool table, another blue blood paradisio. Praise for the Tory leader's maiden speech. Yes, how the country was betrayed, to have built up such debt, honestly. All the while of this sickly verbose, their brand new BMW cabriolets sit pristine in the golf club car park. Thanks for the drift of smoke. A barbecue in the woods, meat, red meat, alive on the flames. So easily I turn to anger. Was it ever so with a woman? My girl says I don't criticize, but do I praise her enough? Boy, could I take a cigarette, tread out across the boardwalk, take a steak with cold beer and garnished tossed salad. So easy it is to drink. Was it ever so with vocation? Not hard to be self-critical, but do I praise the self with such self-sufficiency? Strips across the sky, jet streams over the Atlantic, smell of smoke fills the air, efforts of a local woodland cutter. We could all make a case. Each of us is a strategist at heart. But tonight, just guests in some hotel, just lovers of nature's nighttime beauty. He moves away with his cheroot, so as not to offend. Times changed. 30 years ago in Huddersfield, or anywhere else in the Western world, cigarette ashtrays and steel match strikers built into draftsmen's drawing boards. Engineers, the meekest of all the species, most often chose not to decide. Moon, Kate is far away. Moon and sodium light. Such nonsense, not to be together in the best years of our life. Could we afford the liquor? Would we make the time? Okay, these nights don't turn up too often, but when they do, we ought to grab at them together. A soft touch for the skies that drift a cloud, a desire to take the steps unknown. Kate would like these prints, Plymouth, Devon, in the style of the Great Western Railway poster. Bowling Green Ball of Smoke, Ogden St Bruno Flake, Southern Transport's motto states, fresh air for all. Plymouth oh, Plymouth oh, Plymouth gin. Did they play with perspective? Are we also so self-important that we miss out on the main chance? Sometimes it seems seriousness holds the upper hand. Soft words beneath my bedroom window, incognito or leastways in the shadows, before the call of cat and fox pervades, incomprehensible to be apart on these fair fine evenings. Time to withdraw to my sleep, set the soft words to one side. Call of time misses the veranda, Miranda whispers of Savannah, George holds her hand, say so. We may explore the Andes, we might countenance a cruise. The northern lights could attract us, but listen, George holds her hand, say so. Sculptures in the Arizona desert, moon views from the planet Zorg. The Himalayas should draw us close, but listen, George holds her hand, say so. Call of time passes by the veranda, Miranda, beauty by any other name. George, hold her hand as I hold yours, but listen, say so. Past Bodmin Parkway Station, here stands an end. It is where I met you and your children, sunshine in June. 2 days before, quick ticket, fast car, jet plane, high-speed train, tearaway taxi, slow elevator to the 14th floor, the critical ward where your father lay down. A year goes by, the sea was Miller's visionary blue, the sky of a similar but slightly lighter hue. Through our apartment window, the beach, the cliffs, the town, the view. I did love you, but it wasn't enough. Tired, but anxious to write. Each visit is important. Tired, but words push out, a takeover maneuver. Tired, but eyes close, a left field response, known as the somnambulist's defense. Tired, but happy to accept, enough is enough. Anecdotes at the very next table, and also behind me. The camouflage boys talk of deserts and landing beaches. They describe tanks caught in crossfire operations, passports to and from the war zone. I take coffee, a croissant spread with fresh honey. Today is health and safety training day. Darkness came easier than silence. Insulated door pulled to. Flick of the table lamp switch. There you have it. Intense black. Complete and utter absence of light. Yet sit back in the armchair. Hear the children call. Hear birds in the garden. Hear the wind whistle over the rooftops. Hear the heartbeat, followed by the breath, drawn a little slimmer. Stillness comes and goes. It is a pleasure yet to hold on to. Damn those undercurrents. Feel the need to move, to do, to make a gesture, to talk, to work, to graft in some way, shape or form. Hear the clock, tick-tock. Hear the car drive by. Hear the singer on the radio. Hear the drum beat, followed by the love, drawn a little thinner. Howl, continuum of vibration. In the roof space, down the chimney, also amongst the physical being. Just to talk to you, to think of you. Just that brought a smile to a noisy day, worked out in the search for ambient silence.